this background that on behalf of the Chief of Defense Staff, General C.G. Musa, officers and men of the armed forces, express our heartfelt condolences to his lovely wife, his children, and his entire family. We pray the Lord grant us all the fortitude to bear this irreparable loss. I believe in the coming days, burial arrangement for him will be released. Having said that, I know clearly that citizens understand that we are fighting a war against terrorists and insurgents. In this war, we must also understand that in spite of our loss, and a great loss in these circumstances, we have no option but to continue fighting these terrorists, as we all know that they will not stop until they are stopped. I can say that our troops have done a tremendous job of significantly dismantling these terror groups across our nation, particularly in the various theaters of operations that we are engaged in. Our strategy remains to undermine the ability of these terror groups and their cohorts. Accordingly, troops have conducted simultaneous strikes on several terrorist enclaves and their hideouts across this country. Our Air Force have carried out bombardments and air interdiction on several terrorist hideouts and enclaves with precision. These strikes have significantly diminished the fighting capabilities of these terrorists. And it is indeed true that these terrorists know that they cannot match our military strength. They therefore have no option but to either surrender or be killed in the battlefield. Accordingly, I can confirm, without listing names at this time, that we have several terrorist leaders, commanders, and combatants, particularly in the north central part of this country, that have indicated interest to surrender. For this reason and this purpose, we are opening a surrendering corridor for them. It is noteworthy to state that in October 2024, troops neutralized 481 terrorists. We arrested 741 persons connected with terrorism and insurgency, and we rescued 492 kidnapped hostages during the month of October. Troops have also significantly destroyed the terrorist fighting capabilities by the reported outcomes that I just listed. Furthermore, troops recovered 480 weapons and over 9,000 assorted ammunition in the course of the month of October 2024. These recoveries illustrate how troops have diminished the military capabilities of these terrorists. Indeed, troops also denied the oil theft of close to 4 billion naira in the month of October. This speaks to demonstrate how troops have curbed crude oil theft and how our operations have boosted the nation's daily crude oil production in helping us meet our daily targets. Now the breakdown of the recovered items for the month of October as follows. We recovered 264 AK-47 rifles, 47 pump action guns, and over 5,000 rounds of 7.62mm special ammunition, among other items recovered in the month of October. Troops also recovered over 3 million liters of stolen crude oil, over 760,000 liters of illegally refined AGO, best described as diesel, and over 12,000 liters of PMS, best described as petrol, among other items recovered in the month of October. I will now take us through our various operational theaters, beginning with the Northeast Theater, where we have Operation Hardenkei. The troops of Operation Hardenkei sustained the tempo against terrorists and their cohorts in the Northeast Theater of Operation. The troops conducted synchronized offensives between the Air Force and the ground forces. These synchronized offensives struck on terrorist enclaves and hideouts, dislodging them. Indeed, the exerted military pressure on the terrorists resulted in some significant outcomes. Overall, during the month of October, the troops of Operation Hardenkei neutralized 198 terrorists, arrested 166 persons engaged in terrorism and insurgency, and rescued 156 kidnapped hostages in the course of the operation. Troops also recorded 257 surrendered terrorists, combatants, and their families. And this is what we are hoping will soon begin in the North Central Theater of Operation shortly. The summary of recovered items include 73 AK-47 rifles, 1,574 rounds of 7.62mm special ammunition, among other items recovered. We can now move to the North Central, where we have Operation Safe Haven.